Yeah, we gotta rise up, rise up. Yo, go for broke, give everything, better yet give your all. They don't wanna see you win, nevertheless show evolve. Wanna see my demise, you can be in for a surprise. Cause the sun ain't about to set, no, it's about to rise. Come hell or high water, we gotta rise up. What's going on, everybody? This is Terrance. I want to welcome you to this week's episode of the Stage is Mine podcast, presented to you by Double ETV. This week is my privilege to bring on the program Nicole Lady Xtreme Carter. Nicole, how are you?
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be on your podcast. Double E means the world to me, Doc. I see you doing amazing things. So thank you for having me on.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a privilege to have you on the podcast. We're gonna start it off. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have been in the promotion business for over 30 years, and I've had the opportunity to receive dozens and dozens of awards. I basically had radio, television, done so many things, but the basis to me, I'm a U.S. veteran of the United States Army. I'm an advocate for people with disabilities. I have a son with special needs. I am a wife, a mom of 3 amazing geniuses. I have my own companies. I have an extreme gospel comedy, Lady Xtreme, where I speak. I also have an organization called UPFAD, which stands for Unlimited Possibilities for All Disabilities. And I do festivals, events, I travel, just trying to encourage people and just loving positioning people and giving people opportunities. So I create stages and platforms for people to showcase and shine their talent on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tell us about your time as a veteran. What do you remember about your time in the service?
I was in the service during what they call Desert Storm. So that's when Sister's a little seasoned. So there is a president by the name of, I don't even know if I want to say it because it's so far back. Bill Clinton was in office when I was in, when Desert Storm was going on. And first of all, being in the military, I love it, man. It was an experience that I wouldn't trade for the world. I absolutely got a chance to meet some amazing people, got a chance to do some amazing things, learned a lot, got a chance to mess with my weapon and shoot my weapon real good. Now, and just having a great time, seeing, how a team works and how team works make dream work, if you will, and love it. And so now I teach here in Columbus, Ohio. I teach veterans how to become entrepreneurs, and I've done some teaching across the state of Ohio to really encourage veterans to step in the entrepreneurial space, because you could be all you could be before 9 a.m. They say we do more before 9 a.m. than people do all day. And really, I think that veterans should be in this entrepreneurial space just like I am, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So I had a great time. I don't have any regrets of the military. You might hear some sob stories, some hate stories, but I had a great time. Challenging. I don't want to sit up here and say it wasn't. We had to learn to use the gas mask real well when I was in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And I was a part of a support group and also a medical unit. So and I had nuclear, biological, chemical training. So there's a few things that this sister had under her belt, but overall, the experience that I was able to experience in the military is just like none other. It allows you to know when to do the forefront things and know when to do the background things, and that's what helped. But that's what the military taught me.
Okay. Now, when you were like in graduating from high school, what made you choose a military over going straight to college?
I had the opportunity. Actually, I had a scholarship to go to college. I
Mm,
think what caused me to choose the military is, of course, the recruiters were unique in how they tell you that you're gonna do certain things. They
mhm.
don't tell you everything.
Right.
But they kind of. I wanted to travel, and I wanted the opportunity to see. I went to go see. Actually, I went to go see the pyramids, and so I told this sergeant, the recruiting officer, I said, I want to go see the pyramids. He said, okay, you could do that. Well, didn't do that, but
Yeah.
but overall, I chose it because it just was a direction that I felt led to go, and like I said, I had fun doing it. Met some amazing people, and just had an amazing experience. So that's kind of why I went that direction, because I was thinking about traveling,
Mhm.
and I knew the college life. College is great for a lot of people. For me, I wanted to impact my nation. So I felt that the military was one way that I can make an impact for our country.
Okay. Then when you completed your time in the military, what was life like at that particular time? What was your next phase or whatever?
Okay, so this is gonna be unique. When I completed my military time, it was a combination of a few things. One, I had a 26 uh, dance group. I was a choreographer. I've been a dancer since I was 5. So I did jazz, tap, modern, hip hop, and I was a professional break dancer before I left to go into basic training in AIT. And so when I came back, I just came back with those skills, and I started choreographing and was a part of several major events around the Midwest. And so then I just kind of kept staying in that space and going that space. And I'm a rapper, pioneer rap. I was rapping back in 1985. Was
Mm.
kind of when I started, and I was a Christian rapper and just kept going and going and going. And now that I am so after the military, just took those skills and took those gifts and just kept going. And yeah, that's what I was doing, man. That's what I was doing. I was having a great time teaching. I was a pretty good dancer.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Well,
Now,
actually, okay, yeah, go ahead.
now, as far as tell us a little bit about your time doing music, and then also how did you get into promoting?
So promotions was my first lane. That was the first love. So of course, I got a chance to see my mom and dad. They were entrepreneurs. My dad owned. He was a master barber for over 40 years, and my mom was an artist in her own right. Her and my aunt Dorothy were actually known as the Chris sisters. Actually, they were in the Jazz Hall of Fame, and they. So I got a chance to see, when you have to take the flyers out and pass the flyers out. And my dad was well known for having political people coming through his barbershop all the time. Hey man, can you promote me? Can you push me? So at an early age, I was doing that. And then I had several mentors in the space of event promotions, whereas you would bring concerts and different events to the city. And I would be a part of that. And so that was like, I was heavily involved at the age of 14, doing it just everywhere and helping promote everywhere, and street teams, did radio commercials, was backstage putting the water, helping with lighting, setting up
Mm.
sound and everything. So when you're in this space, sometimes when an artist comes through, you get the writers, and you know about writers,
Hmm.
you get what their requirements are, what they want. And I usually was the point person to take care of that. And because I was young and I had a team of friends, we would get the word out extremely fast so promoters could depend on us because we were young and they could pay us a little something. Plus, we
Mm.
got free passes to the concerts and we were able to be backstage. So I've been doing that for a long time. And then um, as I started doing my own music and opportunities started happening, I just started bringing people along with me and giving them opportunities to be on events that I was on, and just kept going in that vein, in that space. And I've been doing promotions pretty much all my life. And so that's who I am as a person.
Mm.
Just want to create platforms and opportunities for others to begin to showcase and shine. And I just had the opportunity to do that, and I've
Yeah.
learned so much behind the scenes, and just getting a chance now to begin to share that. And I look forward to sharing all the aspects of that area, because I've been doing it forever. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's effortless, and then people are like, "Well, how do you do what you do?" And it's like, "Oh wow." So now I'm at the age and stage in my life where I want to pour back, give back, and begin to teach others how they can do so many areas. I mean, I know some people look at entertainment as just artists only, or
Mm.
you being in the front only, but there's so many other areas that people need to know about that can help you, that you can do professionally for the rest of your life. And there's just so many great areas. So I loved what I did.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about being a promoter?
Giving people opportunity who don't believe in themselves, or who says, man, I wish I could do this, or I wish I had the opportunity to do that, and just give it to them. I think and I've given platforms to people who other people probably wouldn't, because a lot of times what happens as a promoter, people want you to be already polished before they put you on the stage. I'm not that promoter. I'll bring the polished people and the unpolished people and put them on the same platform. I think if you give people a chance to kind of try it, then when they try it, then and if they see that it's not them, you gave them the opportunity to try. So for me, I had the doors where people didn't want to give me opportunity to try or showcase my talent or something like that. And for me, it was kind of like I didn't never want anybody to experience that. So now I have the platforms to create where people can be in front of thousands of people. Like one of my big events is over 30,000 people, and I put people on that stage. Some are polished, some are not. But it gives people an opportunity to, well, I mean, I don't put the not so polished people on that kind of stage, um, but
Yeah.
it gives people an opportunity to try it. I know you've dealt with this, Terrance, where people say, man, I wish I could, or I wish I would, or I wish I was able to do this. And for me, I don't want to make it a wish. I wanted to make it a possibility. And so I just do it. I just do it.
Okay. Now, what are some of your most memorable events? Like, which ones really stand out over your career?
Over my career, oh, wow. Some of the most memorable events. That's such a good question. I think that well, I created a festival here in the Midwest called the All Disabilities Festival. And what's memorable about that is some people don't look at people with disabilities as far as the incredibly talented. But I always, my inspiration comes from Stevie Wonder, who, if Stevie Wonder's mom didn't push him, we wouldn't have the incredible sound of Stevie Wonder, which all of us have had touched placed in with Stevie Wonder.
Hmm.
That's one of my memorable events. And then also a memorable event that I have to actually really talk about my son about. I wanted to do a thank you to an organization called Columbus Speech and Hearing in Central Ohio. And my friend said, why don't you do a comedy show? And I said, okay, sure. Did a comedy show. We sold out the comedy show, was able to donate a portion of the proceeds of the comedy show to the organization. The general manager came to me and said, can you come back next month? I said, sure. And we did an 8-year run. And that, the memorable thing about that is I was able to give so many people an opportunity to do comedy at a national comic house that
Hmm.
might not ever have the opportunity to do comedy at that space. I love opportunities like that. I love being able to be at some of our biggest events here, and then there's an opportunity for opening, and I have a 2-hour time frame, and I can put people on that and give them opportunity to experience the big stage, big sound, big lights.
Hmm.
Those are memorable opportunities. So I guess for me, my biggest win is when I see others start believing in themselves in a way that they never have before. And they have the encouragement to begin to push forth and go forth in an area that they might not have thought that they could have, because no one gave them the opportunity. So
Yeah.
I just believe in giving people the opportunity to showcase and shine. I mean, like you, everybody knows about Double E Television. You create an opportunity for me to be able to be one of your hosts, to
Mhm.
have people come on television to millions and millions of people
Yeah.
because of Double E TV. So it's just really, I love doing that. And that's who I am. So yeah.
Right. Let me ask you one more question about your promotions. Who are some of the people that you work with over the years? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my gosh. I've worked with, okay. So in the gospel arena, I've worked with Fred Hammond, Kurt Franklin, Mary. I mean, gospel promotions is the strength of me.
Yeah.
Yolanda Adams, Dolly McKirk. I mean, there's so many people. Kiki
Yeah.
Shear, the Clark sisters. Oh, Vicky Winans, the
Mm.
Winans Phase Two. Oh gosh, the list is just ridiculously long because
Yeah.
that's my era. Rappers, T-Bone, who, my goodness, all the uh gospel gangsters, just Christian rap, I just a ton
Mm.
of them, female rappers, just, oh, there's so many because my brain is like zzz. But got a chance to work with incredible people in the gospel space. In my other areas, I've got a chance to work with Bruno Mars, got a chance to work with Rascal Flatts, got a chance to work with Destiny's Child, oh my gosh, I got a chance to work with so many people.
Yeah.
I got a chance to work with so many people because I was a part of promotions teams for so many organizations. Got a chance to work with Pepsi, Coke, uh, all kinds of organizations.
Wow.
Uh, just when you get into this space, you're able to be backstage with some like of these amazing people. I remember I was backstage with Bruno Mars, kind, just a
Mm.
sweetheart
Yeah.
and a hard worker. And his band is cold.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's kind of like, you got backstage opportunities, and you get a chance to experience the sound and the lighting and all what that takes, and
Yeah.
bringing in the props and stuff like that. So I work with so many people. Rascal Flatts, a country concert, baby. When you are back, it's it's almost, I don't even know how to describe the energy that you feel when you hear, you know 50 or 1,000 people just, excited and yelling and singing people's songs. And
Yeah.
it's a feeling that you can never, ever express. So I've been blessed to
Mm.
be able to work with some incredible, talented, gifted people in our nation. I just
Yeah.
been extremely blessed. A guy by the name of Steve Jones, got a chance to work with him, and he's doing stuff with J-Lo and just Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey. Just, I've been blessed, man. I've been
Yeah.
blessed to touch base. I worked with Tyler Perry when he first started his plays, and he
Mm.
came and we would help him with the promotions around the Midwest. When before he even took on the branding of Tyler Perry. There's just so many amazing. I've been in this space for so long, and I just love, love, love all the incredible people that I've been able to, do things with
Yeah.
locally, regionally, and nationally.
Right.
So and internationally. So
Yeah.
it's been real cool, man. It's been real cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
That's amazing. That's amazing. Where did the name Lady Extreme come from?
the name Lady Extreme came from a friend of mine was saying, you know what? I keep hearing extreme. And this was probably about 20, 24 years ago, because I was Coley Cole, the rapper and dancer and everything. And he kept saying, no, I hear extreme. I hear extreme. And I was like, okay, his name is Jason. And Jason, I got to give a shout out to my baby brother. And then my husband and his brother said, because I was going, okay, maybe I should be Minister Extreme, or maybe I should just be Extreme or whatever. And my husband said, no, you need to be Lady. And I said, Lady Extreme. And I said, that, he said, yeah, Lady Extreme. And I was like, because I'm your lady. And
Mm.
so it just took on its own life. And that's where it came from. Actually, I have to say my husband is the one that looked out for this girl and made my name cute.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good name. Good name.
Thank
Um,
you.
Now, as far as Extreme Gospel Comedy Fest, you were talking about it earlier. What was it
Mhm.
about comedy that drew you to do something like that? And I've been a part of the show. I've been there, and you've put on some great shows or whatever. So, what do you love about comedy so much?
One, I believe laughter is like a medicine, baby. People need to laugh. I mean, and really, I slipped and tripped into this space. I have to give Mike Paramore a shout out when he asked me to bring the comedy show to the Funny Bone. And it was one of those opportunities, actually, Terrence, whereas the people were like, hey, I do comedy. Hey, I do comedy. And it gave them an opportunity to be at, like I said, a national comic house. I didn't realize how powerful and how healing comedy is, and this show showed me that. The only reason why we slowed down is because of the pandemic. But really, I've been able to. There's comedians that flew in from all over the country. I've had comedians from California, Texas, all over the country. I mean, you can almost every state that you could think of, a comedian has came and been a part of my show, and really, we've sold out like 80% of the time, or
Mm.
85% of the time we sold out shows. You came and you filmed the shows, double
Yep.
TV, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
and you got a chance to hit the stage. And really, seeing the healing and the impact that comedy has. I didn't realize, and then the fact that people could come because it was clean comedy. So you could come and you didn't have to worry about necessarily getting cussed out,
Mm.
but you got a chance to really laugh,
Yeah.
because you see that there's people who are skilled comedians, who didn't have to necessarily, you didn't have to have all the, the sex and the butts and the stuff all in
Mm.
your face and all that,
Mm.
that there had to be a skill to be able to do clean comedy.
Right.
And I just love the fact that people were, the response. Honestly, Terrence, the response is what caused me to keep going.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of doing a comedy show not too long ago, at the historic Valley Dale here in Columbus, Ohio, and it was just that continued response.
Mm.
And I'm going to continue on doing it. There's bigger opportunities that I see present themselves. I have some dream goals that I'm looking forward for.
Mm. Mm.
And plus, it also gave me an opportunity to give people who didn't have a chance to be a part of an event at a national comic house
Yeah.
like the Funny Bone. So
Right.
shout out to the Funny Bone for opening up that opportunity for me.
Oh yeah. I see they're doing a lot of renovation out there in like the eastern area. So more restaurants, and it's just growing. It's like getting huge out there.
It is Columbus, here in Central Ohio. Columbus, Ohio, actually is the 14th largest city in the nation, and so they're building housing and they're building up a lot of opportunities because we're also a college city.
Hmm.
So people are sticking and staying. So they're trying to accommodate all these great people that are staying in this city, and it's just an opportunity to grow and have fun. And yeah, they're doing a lot of construction all over the city, actually. And
Yeah.
I love it because our city is growing and our city is starting to embrace so many opportunities are making themselves available for artists overall.
Hmm.
And the arts community is really, they're pouring and flooding in dollars for artists. Got to give a shout out to Greater Arts Council and just Ohio Arts Council and just the art councils all over the nation who create opportunities for us as artists to stay out here. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been full time in this space for almost 17 years, and being able to be an entrepreneur in the realm of arts and entertainment is just it's incredible to me,
Mhm.
and how the support has been. So yeah, man, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Now, how did you give birth to UPFAD? Tell us about that.
So UPFAD, oh my gosh, you're talking about my heartbeat. Okay,
Yeah.
so UPFAD stands for Unlimited Possibilities for All Disabilities. Unlimited Possibilities for All Disabilities. How UPFAD came about is my oldest son, Stephen. He was 7 years old at the time. He or six or seven. He asked for a guitar. Well, if you cannot tell on my personality to your audience, honey, I ran out to the Toys R Us when it was alive and well, and
Hmm.
got the best guitar I could from them, and brought it back home. And my son started singing and playing in perfect pitch. He started playing and singing in perfect pitch, and it just really did something for me because as a parent with a child with a disability, you're looking at occupational therapy, speech therapy. You're looking at all these therapies, making sure that you're giving them, getting given always at the hospital or always on the go for your child, and you miss the talent. And when my son showed me his talent, it opened up my eyes to realize how many people are not seeing the talent of their children that have special needs or the adults that have special needs. And I created this organization, and basically what it's doing is from this, I created the organization back in 2014, and from that came a festival, and I call it the All Disabilities Festival. And basically what it is it's giving um, people with disabilities opportunity to be entrepreneurs. If you have artwork, if you're a singer, if you're an artist or whatever, this is an opportunity and space for them to showcase their talent and get paid,
Yeah.
and for them to appreciate. So I was thinking of all the parents who are looking at their child scribbling something or coloring something, and this was an opportunity now for me to open up a door for that parent to say, hey, put that picture in a frame, baby, and sell it and help your child become an entrepreneur. So that's kind of it got started because my son. Same thing as the comedy show. My son, he was 5 years old. And
Right.
I just wanted to do a thank you. And the comedy show got started because of my son. So my son is just a woven on a woven golden weave throughout my life, that caused me to step out and create opportunities for others.
Okay. Now, how did that kind of incorporate also into what you call Columbus Gospel Fest?
So the Columbus Gospel Fest has been going on in Central Ohio for over 37 years. And I've been a part of the Gospel Fest since I was about 19 years old. And the head of the Gospel Fest, because that was one of the biggest events that I was a part of, and it was downtown Columbus, and you got thousands of people. And he said, baby, here, get on the microphone and rap. So
Yeah.
I was able to rap and be a part of it. And so with the Gospel Fest going on as long as it has, I was able to partner with them. And came to Lamont about 8 years ago, and I said, I want to create a all disabilities festival. I just feel in my heart to create a all disabilities festival. He said, well, listen, Gospel Fest don't happen until 4 o'clock. So between 9 and 4, I was able to do my festival, and it grew to the place whereas in 2019 we had to step out into our own day, and on us. So now it's a 3-day event, whereas this year the festival is going to be July 17th, 18th. No, 15th, 16th, 17th, something like that.
Mm.
17th is when my event. So yeah, he opened up a door for me to create my own festival. And because he was already established, it was just like a shoe in, man. And it was just that's, that's amazing to me. So shout out to Lamont and Pam Glover for creating an opportunity for this sister to be able to have her own festival,
Yeah.
downtown in the heart of Columbus. It's the coolest thing, man. It's the coolest
Yeah, and
thing.
the atmosphere is so awesome out there. You have like a lot of stuff for the kids to do, and just all kinds of like venues, and people can come out and promote their services. And I mean that's like a really people who've been there know that you really have like a visionary mindset, because to put that type of festival together is I've been to a lot of festivals, but I haven't seen that much stuff like as far as like activities for children. It's amazing. And then also it's a joy to see those who may be experiencing some type of disability to have opportunities and someone to care about them, and they can still feel included.
Right. I didn't the main thing for the festival is because I didn't want anyone to there's no judgment, man. I mean,
Yeah.
bring your child down if your child starts whatever, whatever people would say quirkiness or whatever. I want to give the opportunity, and we also honor disabled veterans.
Hmm.
And we have the national president of the National Vets Memorial Museum come down to speak and encourage disabled veterans. And so, because I'm a veteran, I look out for that community too. So, you're right, Terrence. It's really about loving people. But, honey, baby, when children are encouraged and inspired, a nation is encouraged and inspired. And for me, that's my goal. I want to inspire and encourage youth, young adults. And so when they're seasoned like myself, they feel like, man, I could really take over. I mean, that's what Lamont did for me. I was a teenager running around trying to rap about Christ, and he said, well, hey, here's an opportunity for you to be a part of this amazing event. And he did for me what I'm doing for others, and giving the platform. So I just appreciate you being a part, and you helping us even being more national, more visible, with all the opportunities that WETV is providing for us. I just have to give you a shout out too. So I don't want anybody to sleep on how awesome and amazing that you are for creating opportunities like myself to be all over the country, talking about my disabilities festival. I have to say, Terrence, I just thank you for being one of the inspirations in my life also. So I have to give you that shout out. I ain't gonna
Oh,
let you
thank
sleep
you.
on you. I
I
gotta let you
appreciate it.
know.
I
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Tell us also about you as an author. Tell us about some of your books and things that you are giving birth to.
Oh wow. See, now I wish I would have had my books to show you. So I have I'm working on comic books. And I'm a big Marvel DC comic fan. I love, Hasbro. I just love comics. And so I created two comic books. My original comic book was called Origin of Lady Extreme. And
Mm,
basically, my comic books have, as superheroes, the people who are helping rescuing me from everything are people with disabilities. And so my first book is when I found out my gift and my talent, and then my second book is Lady Extreme versus Fear.
okay.
Whereas my guy Paraplegic is helping rescue me, and Paraplegic is actually Jacob King, who is actually a genius. He's in a wheelchair and he rescues me, and he's brilliant. I mean,
Mm,
he's brilliant for real in real life. And so that's my second book, and then my third book is Lady Extreme versus Fear, with Paraplegic and Deaf Angel. And you guys are in for a treat regarding Deaf Angel because she's near and dear to both of us.
yeah.
And but just creating comic books, I created coloring books, to like uh, We Love Africa. To introduce people to the something some people don't know about all the great things about Africa, that Egypt is in Africa, that Africa has some of the world's most birds are in Africa, just the different largest animals and mammals are in Africa. Just trying to teach, there's over 2,000 languages, and just trying to teach some perspective from that place. I'm also coming out with a book to teach people about how to do sign language.
Mhm.
Um, and that's actually written by my daughter and myself. and just really diving into some space. And there's another book that I'm working on, Terrence,
Mhm.
that is called Do It Afraid. So that's going to be a unique book that you guys are going to be able to experience. And the reason why I decided the second half of my life to become an author is to really pour. I want to pour back. I want to pour back this knowledge, this information, and I want to pour back love for people to love and appreciate people with disabilities, for people to love and appreciate and take a chance and a risk on yourself. And I think a lot of times people don't risk, they don't take a bet on themselves. They bet on everybody else and they look at everybody else. But some people need to look in the mirror and look at themselves and believe in themselves. And my goal is to really encourage and inspire people to do just that.
Right. Now, as far as you being a promoter and also, having a family, how has your family personally, and then also what you've observed in the city, how did you guys deal with COVID last year and also this year as well?
So COVID caused me to cry, because when you have big plans and you have because the year before we stepped out and doing our own festival.
Mhm.
It's still in partnership with the Gospel Fest. How we dealt with it is I started doing drive-through events. I would do. I was a part of. Got to give a shout out to Kids Link. They partnered with me to do drive through events with their organization, and then I did a drive through comedy show. Well, not drive through, but drive up and park comedy show where people was able to take their lawn chairs out, and we were able to do a comedy show on the parking lot of our mall here in Central Ohio. Had to pivot, and really started pivoting really heavy more into writing. There's a friend of mine who's going to be doing the foreword of my book, Steve Jones, and just pivoting in that space and realizing that, sometimes in the busyness, you can get so busy, and then I want to leave a legacy and I want to start doing these books. So COVID hit in a positive way. I want to say initially it hit in a negative way because when events is your life, your livelihood, you're like, okay, how am I going to make money? What is
Mhm.
going on?
Right.
But I can say that our city really helped us as artists and entrepreneurs to really help. The SBA helped a lot. But really, it allowed me to pivot into my book space and start writing there. So, and start selling there, and people were purchasing and buying. And so, it's causing me to write even more and do even more. So, I just have to say that's what happened to your sister. I just pivoted along with what was going on, and then I really saw a side of me that people just didn't know. People didn't know how, the promoter became the promoter that she is today, just creating opportunities just because sometimes people close the door on me and I said, I ain't gonna close no doors, nobody. So, and being able to write about that. So that's kind of what happened to me, Terrence.
Yeah. Now, as far as you talked earlier about wanting to pour back into other people, before we got on here, you were talking about your daughter, Destiny, and how you wanted to groom her. So how is she doing right now as far as with the, watching you over the years and some ideas that she wants to give birth to?
Destiny is my daughter is a amazing, brilliant young lady. I think a lot of times when you allow children to speak and give you ideas and opportunities, she actually was the one who made me relevant on social media. So she became my social media person and actually is my manager. She helps manage me in a space that kids are killing it. They're
Mhm.
killing it on social media, and so my daughter helped in that space. Well, when she was 12, she said, Mom, I want to take over the All Disabilities Festival. And I looked at her, I laughed. I said she was so cute, and I just pat her on the head and kept it moving. But I take my children usually with me everywhere because I want them to see my life. My husband has graciously allowed me to spread my wings and do all the things that I've been doing, and I just appreciate him. He's the reason why I got this microphone, and he got me all together so I can sound good for you, Terrence.
Yeah.
I have an amazing family. So what I'm positioning my daughter is she wants to take over the festival. So I've been taking her with me as far as when I do interviews, when I do, television, radio interviews, when I do events and showing her how events function and how they flow, how, everything, how that stuff happens. And this,
Mhm.
you might expect this person to show up and they don't come. So you have to pivot and do this person. And when she turned 15, she's, I was, at first I was ignoring her. I didn't believe her. And when she turned 15, she says, Mom, you're running around telling everybody that do their dream, do it afraid, do it in faith. And she says, but I'm telling you what I want to do, and you're denying me. And I was like, wow, you know how a parent, sometimes we have hope and we see in adults,
Mm.
and then we believe in other people's children, but your own children, when they tell you what they want to do, it's kind of like, wow. So I'm starting to step back. My role in UPFAD is starting to be the communications and events coordinator.
Mhm.
And her role, slowly but surely, is going to be the CEO. I'm positioning her for it. I'm looking probably to give her the ranks here in the next 2 to 4 years. She has been keeping up with the finances. She's the one who knows where the money is being spent, how we spend it. And I'm just teaching her and grooming her on how to take over a business, connecting her with business people who are way, way more smarter than I am in that space. I think
Mm.
as a great parent, you want to strengthen your kids in spaces that's stronger than you. And so just surrounding her with great mentors and giving her the courage for her to be able to take it over.
Yeah.
That's what's going on right now. You know, you paved the way initially, and Terrance, you've been here, you paved the way for different people, and not knowing the impact that it's going to have later on in life.
Mhm.
And then you turn around and say, man, I really left a legacy
Right.
that I didn't even think about. And that's kind of what's going on here. So grooming her to take it over, baby. Grooming her to take it over.
Okay. Okay. And then what's Joshua's involvement in everything right now?
Joshua, so my son wants to be a astrophotographer.
Okay.
So that's his dream. He has been mentored by the president and CEO of COSI. So COSI is the Center for Science and Industry, and he's currently working on a book, his own book, talking about secrets to the moon. And that's what he really wants to do. He is just flourishing in that space. I'm just so incredible. We went to the astronomy park with that boy. He pulled out that binocular and told me about places I never know about, honey, the Orion and all this other stuff. I said, he is really studying. So he's been doing that since he was 5. He
Yeah.
currently is 12. And that's your godson. So, you know, I got to
Wow.
give you a shout out on what your
Yeah.
baby's doing. And being around brilliant people like yourself. And then actually he's letting him watch different videos on how to be, he wants to be a YouTuber. So trying to
Okay.
get him prepared for that. He
Yeah.
has his own YouTube channel, which is the Space Place with Joshua Carter.
Uh-huh.
And so he's really killing it, man. He really
Yeah.
is. And then my oldest son keep us all together. He makes sure that we're doing what we're doing. Anytime he hears anything about the Disabilities Festival or a comedy show, he knows that that's his. So Stephen has
Wow.
claimed them too, and Destiny has brought him along for the ride. In fact, it's beautiful to see how she incorporates her brother, which is my oldest son who has autism. She incorporates him in decision making, and that's just the coolest thing to ever see.
Yeah. Now tell us about your time, you going out speaking as a public speaker, and what are those events like?
I have been okay. So that's I've been speaking for a while, but it's gotten more aggressive during the pandemic. That was one of the things that I was doing. I was doing a lot of Zoom speaking, and basically, my whole what who I am as a speaker is I'm an encourager. So my whole thing is to encourage people to pursue and to do what they're creating a purpose to do. It's interesting to me. One of the ways that I start out, I say, listen, how many of you knew what you wanted to be when you grow up? And you can go to anybody's in elementary school and you can ask the child what they want to be. And they'll say, I want to be a doctor, lawyer. And it's always different. Usually children are really not the same in what they pursue and doing. And then there's a shift that happens along the way as they get older, that they start doing something that they didn't even want to do. And my thing is to wake up that child in a person and say, listen, you're not too late, you're not too old to pursue your dream. And uh who I want to say, who my inspiration comes from is Dorothy Steele. Dorothy Steele wanted to be an actress. She started acting at 88 years old. At 92 years old, she was a part of the iconic movie Black Panther.
Mm.
She died at 95, but she was the oldest actress in that movie, and she was able to pursue her dream at 88 years old. So my whole thing is that it's never too late. Samuel L. Jackson didn't start becoming an actor until he was in his 40s. So a lot of times what happens is I really focus in on young people, but my whole goal is seasoned folks to let them know, baby, it ain't too late. Still pursue, still go after, still do. And looking at technology like this, opens up an opportunity for you to be on TV. I'm on
Right.
double ETV
Right.
right now because of technology. So
Yeah.
people have to see that it's possible for them to be to do and pursue what they want to do in all areas.
Right.
So yeah, so Dorothy Still is my inspiration. If she didn't start, she was 88, and at 92, she was a
Mhm.
part of the biggest blockbuster movie in history. And
Mhm.
then she was able to see the fruits from it and didn't die until 95. That's the kind of life I want to inspire people to live.
Right. What do you love about Columbus, Ohio?
Our city, Columbus, Ohio, is the heart of it all, baby. Our city is unique. We're a transit city, which transit means is that people usually every 5 years a whole new group of people show up. So it's a freshness to me. I love the what's happening as far as our city is becoming. So many different cultures are coming here.
Mhm.
So many things is happening. So 40% between 40% of the people who come to Columbus aren't from Columbus. So me being a Columbusite, I get a chance to experience and introduce myself to new people. And I love it, man. I love our city. I love the possibilities that are here. I love the opportunities that can present themselves here. I love the fact that you had one of your television networks here. I
Right.
mean, we're doing something. We brought you here
Yeah.
to Columbus.
Yeah.
So I love the unlimited possibilities, and plus the fact that we're in the center of a whole bunch of other cities. So if you live here, you could touch, we're touching like 5 or 6 states. So you could find yourself in any state in less than 2 hours. So
Yeah.
for me, that's like the coolest thing ever. So it allowed me as a promoter to be able to travel around the Midwest and really get involved in a lot of things. And plus, there's a lot of things that come to our city. Like there's movies. There's a movie called Ready Set One that's based out of Columbus, Ohio, and it's a movie about a gamer. So it's just it's so cool, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. What are your plans for 2022?
2022 to drop books and to have my festival. The festival again is July 17th, raising money, focusing in on talking and speaking to people regarding that. Gospel Fest is July 16th. And then we also added a date, July 15th. So we're going to plan to do something on July 15th, 16th, and 17th. So that's the primary goal, but also to release a bunch of books and to be aggressive about those books. Speaking more,
Mhm.
opening, doing master classes on how to be in promotions, how to get political people involved in who you are. My
Mhm.
husband and I, our CD release concert, the city of Columbus, and acknowledged our CD release concert, teaching people how to do that, teaching people how to, get resources and things of that nature
Mhm.
to push yourself as a person. So that's my primary goal for 2022, and I'm just excited about it. I'm excited to open up my brain and let people come inside and see that, what, it is possible to do things and just give them talent. I mean, giving them the tools,
Mhm.
the nuggets that I have to help catapult them to what they're trying to do. So also working on trying to create some more opportunities. So there's something that's coming up, and I look forward to telling you about that soon.
Okay. What about comedy shows? You foresee that happening next year as well?
Since you said it, yes.
Okay. Okay.
I am looking to bring back the comedy show. Um, I guess I'm not gonna lie, the pandemic had me like, do
Yeah.
you want to bring it back? But I see that the funny bones around the country are open, the doors open. Oh, and I've been to so many different cities with the show. So definitely want to bring that back because comedians are itching, and I want to help them. I just want to help them any way that I can.
Okay. Now, one more question for you before I kind of transition to my rapid questions. How does it feel for those who don't know? You just turned 50 recently. I saw the big celebration and pictures and event and everything. So, what does that feel like, and what was the celebration like as well?
So many people came to my 50th birthday party. It was 2 days at the historic Valley Dale, and I was in partnership with a gentleman by the name of Sonny Martin. And to turn 50 is the second half of my life, baby. I'm trying to make the second half of my life bigger bang. You heard me name all that stuff in the first half,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
honey, I got plans for the second half. And I guess the second half of my life is I'm just gonna say it to you like this, Terrance. I want to be a base. and I want to be the deepest base that I can. So there is a skyscraper that can be built off of me. I want to be like a bamboo tree. I want my roots to go so deep that when the winds and the waves blow, that it won't break the tree. This second half of my life is really about leaving legacy, really about transitioning knowledge and information that I know to help the next generation and the current generation to begin to go after things. So 50 opened my eyes up to say, okay, it's the second half of my life. Do it with the bank and do it and leave a legacy, leave books, leave all the things that you can leave, this show and everything, so that there's nuggets that people can pull and they can say, hey, I can hold on to that and run after doing something for themselves. So the second half of my life is really about paving the way and helping others pursue.
Okay, it's awesome. All right, so I do this in every part of my
Oh
podcast.
no, what you about to
So,
do?
so I ask rapid questions, and you just answer
Rapid
the best of your
questions.
capability and the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh no, okay.
All right, first question, especially with you being a female rapper, who's your favorite female rapper?
My favorite female rapper. Oh man, there's such a list. I would say Light. MC Light
It's like, okay.
is one of my I love her. I love of course a lot of people love Latifah. I love I love educated rappers. I love rapping that's talking about I loved I got a chance to dance for briefly open up for MC Hammer. Loved
Okay.
him.
Okay.
But I like skill rappers who have the ability. I love the voice of Chuck D. I love Cross Movement. I love Lecrae. I love KB. Oh my gosh, love that boy. There's a new girl out called Wame. She's amazing. Oh my gosh, there's so many great artists that are inspiring to me.
Yeah.
So just, when I started, man, it was just a boom tap, boom tap.
Yeah.
But to see what the industry is doing now and the opportunities that it's affording some rappers, it's real cool, especially when they want to make a positive impact. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So yeah, that was
Okay.
good. Oh wow.
All right, favorite comedian?
Favorite Sinbad.
Sinbad. Okay. Okay.
Sinbad has to be one of my very, very favorite comedians because I saw him. He won. I can't remember what the show was, but he just came out and he killed it every time when
Was
he
it
was
Star
on.
Search?
Yeah, it was Star Search.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
it. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yes, adore Sinbad. Adore
Okay.
Sinbad.
All right. What do you do
That's who
for
I would like to
fun?
work with.
Oh,
What?
Sinbad. Okay.
Yeah, that's my dream to have Sinbad host one of my shows, baby. That's one of my dreams.
Yeah.
Um, um, what do I like to do for fun? Okay, so I am a person that throws my kids in the car and we went to Mad River Mountain where they were able to do they were able to ride down the slopes with the tubing. I love my favorite game that I play all the time is Miss Pac-Man. I beat the game. Pac-Man, I beat that game. So Pac-Man is I'm the queen of it. Used to be in competitions with it. I love taking my kids and running them around different places, bowling and various things. I love doing all kinds of stuff. Love spoiling my husband, honey. That's what I like doing for fun, spoiling him, watching him grin and blushing. So just I'm the kind of person that I just love adventure, I love movies. I love Marvel and DC Comics. So I told you that earlier.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I do for fun is go out and just have a great time, go to various places, do things to have fun.
You have a favorite TV show?
My favorite TV, I like the Cosby Show.
Okay.
The Cosby Show is probably one of my favorite, and Martin. I oh man, but that's probably you getting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite actor?
Favorite, favorite actor. Oh, I have to say, male actor would probably be Will Smith.
Okay.
Because he's done so many. I have to give a shout out to who else? Favorite female actress. Oh, there's so many that's going through my mind. I'll just say Will Smith right now, but yeah, I would say that's one of my favorite actors.
Okay.
To see him transition from a rapper
Yeah.
into what he's doing now, that speaks volumes to me.
Right. Right.
As an artist, to show that transition, that you can do it, that you can go from being, he was a famous rapper to just being a iconic actor.
Right. Yeah, I think I read something when he was doing the show. Fresh Prince that at the time he was like in a lot of financial debt or whatever, and like 70% of his salary was being taken, paid back taxes or whatever. So that's crazy.
It is, and Quincy Jones was the one who convinced him to do Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
And it's interesting to me how you can make. I mean, even Quincy Jones is an inspiration in itself, which gives me which makes me fall in love with Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra, for opening up that door for Quincy Jones. But just like if you do your craft, that there's people who will look out for you, and will just say, hey, just try this. And I think he even had to ride the bus during Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to just get to where he needed to get. So to see him now, yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. Favorite movie?
Oh, honey, my favorite. Wow. My favorite movie, Pride and Prejudice.
Okay, that's a good one.
Pride and Prejudice. I would say the Pride and Prejudice movies. Those movies are probably some of my favorite movies. Of course, I said something about DC and Marvel comic. There's too many of them to name, but Pride and Prejudice, because it shows that when you're that particular movie, the reason why I like it is because never underestimate your poverty, not thinking that God won't open an opportunity to wealth. That movie, definitely.
One superpower you wish you had?
What what do I wish I superpower? Maybe control the weather. I like storm. I mean, storm weather controlling. Yeah, that's I think that's pretty powerful to be able to, somebody get on your nerves. You can just take a tornado and get them about
Right.
your face.
Yeah.
I like storm.
Hot or cold?
Do I like hot or cold? I like cold. I like cold. Okay. I like cold. You talking about weather?
Yeah, weather.
Yeah, I like cold. I'm a snow buddy. I'll jump out in the snow. Although initially when it comes, me and it don't get along because I'll be nervous. But I like snow. I do.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Batman. Me too. Burgers or tacos?
Tacos.
All right. And what motivates you?
No. People who what motivates me every day is to see the stories of people who people unlikely would see go forth and they just really win. I like to take the people. I was always, when I was younger, I was always the one that fought the bullies. So if you was a bully, I'm fighting you. So it's kind of like just seeing people win who might not have the opportunity. So yeah.
Okay. Three more questions for you. Since you are from Ohio, Browns or Bengals?
Good question. I would say Browns. The reason why, Bengals probably, are greater players, but the Browns is their promotions. The Browns team promotions and loyalty from fans is none other. Yeah. They have whoever the marketing team for the Browns is, they really got a lock on creating loyalty, which is something that's amazing for me to see. That's why I have to give the Browns a shout out.
All right, LeBron or MJ?
Wow. That's a good question. Because I grew up during Michael Jordan. Mad respect, mad love. I would say, but I'm gonna say Dr. J.
Okay.
I don't know, but you told me to give a choice. Wow. I love both. Both of them have different skill sets to me. I think I have a respect for LeBron because he went from high school to NBA. Yeah. And to be that young and to endure what he has endured, you have to give your hats off to a young man like that. So MJ for not giving up. Even when he was cut, he just kept on going to turn around to be iconic for today. That speaks volumes. So both of them have a near and dear place. I think what LeBron brings to the table is never underestimate a young person and their capability to be a leader.
Yeah.
And that's what LeBron taught me. Michael Jordan taught me never think that your failures won't turn around and help you. If you don't quit, you'll find your way successful. And the respect factor of the shoe industry, that people would endorse you, who that you will become an iconic endorsement where your name now is Jordan's, which is the shoe. That's kind of, kind of powerful. So I know I didn't answer that question. I'm so
No,
sorry.
you're fine. Hey, I got, I like talking to you, so I got to slip two more in here.
Okay.
Prince or MJ?
The talent of Prince, people don't know he was able to play every single instrument.
Yeah.
People don't know the incredible talent of Prince, and people underestimate the genius of Prince.
Right.
I think Prince is both. I love them both equally.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to point out what Prince is capable. Prince opened up doors for so many people. Prince was a part of helping people's music go from whack to amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Prince would write for folks and stuff like that, and the industry tried to stop him from doing a whole lot of things and a whole lot of people that he was helping. I looked at Prince. Prince is a person who believed in female leadership. He took Sheila E.'s career and just catapulted that sister to where she still is making noise even now.
Right.
Just what he was able to do that people didn't get a chance to see. I just have mad respect. Turn around and make a movie off of your music. He even helped and turn around and with what's my guy with the mirror.
Morris Day.
To take Morris Day. People don't even know the secret, and just give Morris Day an opportunity like he's given.
Yeah.
Just an incredible. And a lot of people don't know that Michael Jackson and I had the opportunity to promote a Prince concert, and just behind stage, just cool people.
Yeah.
Very, new sounds, knew how to mic certain things. There's things about him that people didn't get a chance to see, which I have mad respect and admiration. And then what people don't even know about this, Michael Jackson used to disguise himself to show up to a Prince concert. And Prince, they had a little acknowledgement. Prince would acknowledge Mike. He couldn't say anything because Michael Jackson was in the audience, but he would acknowledge, and Michael would support Prince. Michael actually opened up a door. There was a time when no, I'm going on.
No,
but when you're a promoter, you know it.
No,
there was a time where what's my guy's name? Hit yourself. Good God.
James Brown.
James Brown. James Brown brought Michael Jackson on a stage one time and wanted Michael Jackson to showcase his talent. Michael Jackson opened up the door for Prince and had Prince come onto the same stage. Michael Jackson had such a respect for Prince that Michael would constantly open up doors for Prince and encourage Prince. When Prince wanted to give up, Michael said, nah, man, nah, you keep going, which people don't know their relationship. And I've been blessed to see a little bit of it, which is, it's amazing to me. So I know I went to a little historical component.
Hey, Prince is my favorite artist, so go preach.
Yeah, but people look at just his ability with music. He could play everything, and he can play every style. I think people look at what he put out and just look at that. No, Prince can play every single style. He was so amazing. And Michael, I'll give Michael a shout out because he was singing since he was a baby and he grew up in it, and his family is iconic in it. So yeah, definitely give him his kudos. But I have to give a shout out in a unique way to Prince. I really do.
Yeah. Prince, not only can he play a lot of instruments, believe it or not, Flavor Flav can play like 13 instruments, I think. So
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
I've been I didn't know that. Well, I remember Flavor Flav and Chuck, they would produce their own stuff. And I remember there was a unique sound. So Flavor Flav probably had a lot to do with the production piece of the group. So that makes a lot of sense because he was much more than a hype person. I'll say that. He was smarter than people know.
Right. Now, this is more your era, but I have mad respect for both of these two sisters. Diahann Carroll or Eartha Kitt?
Diana Carroll. Both. Why would you do this to me? Because both of them I know so well. Diana Carroll, what she did is she refused to take roles that did not allow her to be equal to Rich. So she said that her whole thing was, I'm going to bring it from the top down. Like, for instance, I love what she did on Dynasty. Dynasty was an old show, but she came in like extremely rich. She was rival to the rich people. She knew the language. She knew how to speak. She spoke that way. As an actress, I think that she was just she's just an amazing actress. Probably one of my favorite actresses. I'm glad you brought that sister up, because what she said, she didn't want to come from her being a slave. She wanted her to come from being a successful Black, because she said everybody wasn't slaves for, she said there was a lot of successful rich Blacks, and that's what she wanted to portray on screen, and she did it so excellently. Eartha Kitt, I mean, Eartha, come on now, she cold, she's cold. But if you ask me, Diane Carroll is probably one of my who I have a lot of respect for, and what she's done and what she brought to the table for possibilities for Black actresses is just amazing to me.
Okay. And who has inspired you to want to promote and do all the things that you do?
There's so many people. My inspiration, I would say the first inspiration probably was my dad and mom. Growing up with a mom who's an artist and seeing her travel and seeing the things that she's done. And then when they got involved in helping political people and how powerful their presence and their word was. I mean, when my dad endorsed somebody, it made all the newspapers in the city. When my dad believed, and actually around the state, when he would endorse different people, and seeing that kind of power, and seeing my mom being involved in radio show programs and stuff like that, those are probably my number one inspirations from that perspective, because it showed the power of being able to be at, like I said, being at the radio station, being at the television networks. My mom was on television for a long time, and seeing my dad, how the barbershop was the space for everything. I mean, if you wanted anything to go out for any concert, anything, you wanted politically anything, the barbershop was the location that you go. And it was the hub for us as a community, especially of Black people as a community. So being able to grow up and see that, man, it's definitely, that's who my inspirations are.
Okay. And then lastly, what do you want your legacy to be?
Oh, why did that have to be a loaded question? That two things: never be afraid to lead, and never be afraid to serve. Being able to operate in both places is something I want to lead. But I'm gonna do something that I do all the time, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I say, this is your finger, and on it is a fingerprint. There will never ever be anybody in all of human history with your fingerprint. That you're so fearfully and wonderfully made, that there's a billion people on the planet, but your fingerprint is unique. But even if you lost your fingers, and even if you lost your toes, there's something on the inside of you called DNA. There will never be anybody who has your blood. Your DNA is fearfully and wonderfully made. So what is in you that needs to be out of you, that needs to be left in the earth? I want my legacy to leave as much positivity as possible, for people to know that you don't have to go the negative route to achieve greatness, that you can do it in a positive light. And that's what I want my legacy to be. Double E TV.
You know what, Nicole, I really want to thank you for coming on the podcast. But my time in Columbus, was I really thank you for helping us. Especially my wife with the restaurant, and you will come out and support her and have events and do a lot of great things for her during the week at different times, and bring people in, and just so much. So, me and her, we thank you so much. You definitely have a special place in our heart. And, we thank you for everything that you did for us in our time up there, for sure.
Well, thank you for bringing and making a lot of people have an international presence with your television network. I appreciate Double ETV. I appreciate you. And baby, I would do it again and again to be cool with you and friends with you and your beautiful wife. Oh, that means the world to me. And you tell your beautiful wife, go hi. I said hello, and I love her tremendously. And thank you for what WETV has brought to this city. Y'all left a wonderful impression, and y'all created incredible opportunities for so many people here. And we thank you for that.
Yeah, for sure. Those who want to learn more about UPFAD or your books and everything that goes on with Lady Xtreme Productions, how can they reach you? Give them your website, social media information.
The Real Lady Xtreme is my social media for my Instagram, but ladyxtreme.com. So it's LADYXTREME. .com, and then UPFAD is UPFAD.org or UPFAD UPFAD.biz. You can go to those two sites and you get a chance to check out some of the things we're doing. We're right now under construction, but we'll be up live here before the end of the month. And you guys will see all the amazing things that we have coming up.
All right. Thank you so much, Nicole. And I want to thank those of you who tuned in today. Be sure to tune in for more episodes. EE we thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Take care. I want to thank everybody for their support, those of you that have been watching all of our podcasts. If you're interested in donating to the Stage is Mine podcast, you can send that two ways, via PayPal or Cash App. Our Cash App is Terry from the A, and our PayPal is EETV101. Support this machine today to help us continue to do what we're doing. Also, if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of the Stage is Mine podcast, email me today at EETV@yahoo.com or call 334-498-5394. Thank you very much. I want to thank you for tuning in to today's program. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell for all things pertaining to the Stage is Mine podcast. Until next time, take care.
Broke, give everything, better yet, give your all. They don't wanna see you win, nevertheless, show evolve. Wanna see my demise, you can be in for a surprise, cause the sun ain't about to set.